And we'll take a one vote to approve. And then we have one motion on, or two motions on security to approve, and one other. So are we ready to go back in? Yep.
Yes.
Oh, recording already. Okay, good. All right, so we are coming into open session. We have still have a quorum. However, one of our board members has dropped off, Lisa Bowen, who was listening to the call but is no longer on the call from what I see. Yep. And Marvin is not at his desk, but will be rejoining us here in a moment. Should I wait for Marvin before I do the vote? Or where we still have a quorum, does it?
So,
Okay, so I'll vote and we'll just say it's abstention. So I'm going to take care of the two security items. Okay, welcome back, Marvin. Thank you. I'm going to make a motion to approve the school marshal program procedures as presented in closed session. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Does anybody object? No? The motion to approve the procedures as presented passes unanimously. I'll ask for a motion to approve the school marshal candidates as presented in closed session. Do I hear a motion? Anyone?
I move.
Thank you, Marvin. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Great. Does anybody object? Okay. Those two motions, and that motion passes unanimously, and both motions pass unanimously. The other item that I'll make a motion to approve the discussion regarding the CEO and superintendent's compensation that was determined in closed session. And I'll make a motion to approve that discussion and the result of that discussion, the compensation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 That passed unanimously with Chuck not abstaining from that vote. So the motion passes unanimously. So now we're just going to move on to the agenda, and you want to do consent items?
Yes. Do you have the video?
Yes.
Is it 3 minutes?
It's,
We're going to show you a video and then do consent items, and we have a separate item.
Chuck, just FYI, your mic is turned off, I believe.
Sorry about that. Thank you. We're going to show you a 3-minute video, and then we will have consent items, and then Anthony Edwards is going to present the separate item on expansion amendments. And Anthony, that would be no more than probably 10 minutes?
Probably
5 to 10 minutes?
Probably 5.
Okay. Thanks for all your work on that. Before you hit play, this is the first. Chris, do you want to set this up? This is the first of a series of how many videos?
Is Aaron in the room? I don't know how many videos we're going to have in total over the course of the year.
Series of 4 celebrating our 25th anniversary. So you get Chris and me on this one.
Thanks for the one.
In the early 90s, me and my wife, Michelle, we moved out to Los Angeles to work at the Los Angeles Rescue Mission. We started an adult ed learning center on Skid Row. We had a high school diploma program, set up a GED program. And we started realizing real quickly They would have a diploma, but they didn't have basic reading skills. One of the adults in particular that I think a lot about, Marshall Taylor, this man came to the program and he was below a second grade reading level, but he had a diploma. Ended up on the streets of LA, did not have substance abuse. Within just a few months, he learned to read. One of the things he told us when he graduated the program, why didn't some other adult do this in my life? So that sparked something in me. I wanted to come back to my home state, Texas, and help young adults before they ended up in a situation like Skid Row. We as a society were kind of just kicking the can saying, okay, the second grader can't read, send them to the third grade. Third grader can't read, send them to fourth grade, and so on and so forth. They're being given a diploma, and then there's no determination whether they're qualified to have that diploma. There's no basic skills that are being learned by these kids. Districts, they were going to challenge and push back on trying to serve dropouts. So I started full-time working on this new project in February of '99, the Eagle Academy. The exciting thing is within the first year, we had almost 700 students in 15 locations. When we first started out in 1999, we had one academic model. It's the model that would become premier high schools. We would set up in strip malls that were close to high schools, and we would try to develop relationships with those high schools. And the whole idea was that we would end up trying to glean some of the dropouts from those schools. We'd have these learning centers that were 50 students each, 3 staff members. We'd have a teacher's aide, a teacher, and a campus leader. And that's all it would be. It was all being done kind of for the first time in a public school setting. I think the greatest satisfaction that first year was watching their interactions with the students, to be known by their teacher, to be really seen, and to have them be interested in their academic life, their personal life, the whole student. It was inspiration.
I began working for Responsive Education 1 year after the Brownsville School opened its doors. I believed in their mission, and I knew it was exactly what I wanted to do. I have always wanted to help students better their lives, and in the past 25 years, that is precisely what I have seen time and time again.
My name is Selene Saleta, and I graduated from Premier High School. When I reflect on my journey, I felt trapped in a traditional school model. Going from class to class, 8 hours a day, I really lost my motivation. Going to Premier was a pivotal turning point. The staff there cared to help me connect the dots between effort and results. I ultimately graduated at 17 and I seamlessly transitioned to college. And today I'm an attorney litigating in federal law. And I've achieved way more than I could imagine.
We saw the need and we saw how many students would come to us from these local school districts, and then getting to a graduation and seeing the excitement. And as they walked across the stage, and you would see hundreds and hundreds of parents and friends that were there cheering these new graduates, we knew at that point in time, it's exactly what we needed to be doing to make sure we were making a difference in our community.
All right. Exciting times. And we're looking forward to this. Of course, we're already in the middle of this 25th year celebration. So Aaron, thank you for you and your team and the work you did on that. Very professional. Good job.
Very, very good. Well done.
Excellent.
It's kind of funny. Made me brought to my memory the fact that shortly after I had started on the board, I think probably a few months, we did a celebration at the Gaylord Texan to celebrate the 10th anniversary. So it's 15 years ago. And I have just a little bit more gray hair than Chris does now after. So. Thank you very much. And so now we're going to move on to Anthony.
Consent items.
Oh, for consent item, sorry, yes. Anthony, I'm just eager to get to.
We have 7 consent items they're all typical items you would see under consent: payment of bills, leases, and these things we submit to TA related to the separate item on growth, and revisions to school calendars as we have things, closures for various reasons throughout the school year, and then approval of minutes. So we're asking for approval of consent items 1 through 7.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve consent items 1 through 7?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? Yeah, good. Thank you, Marvin. Does anybody object? Right. Consent items under D of our agenda 1 through 7 pass unanimously.
There was one separate item today. You've met and Anthony presented for with the board, and so he is presenting today this separate item about expansion around pre-K and partnering with childcare facilities. So Anthony, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. All right. All right. Again, thank you, Chuck, for allowing me to speak with the board today about our partnerships. So we are working with childcare centers here in the North Texas area, and also with childcare centers in Houston as well. So just give you a quick update about where we are right now. Right now, we have 29 childcare centers that we're working with. Work Texas has 7, and Childcare Associates has 22 pre-K childcare centers that we work with. Right now, we have a current enrollment of 207 students in Houston, and we have 227 students that are enrolled in our pre-K today program here in the Tarrant County area here. So what is a pre-K partnership program? A pre-K partnership program allows a school district to enroll it allows the school district to enroll pre-K 3 and 4 year old students in a private childcare center rather than enroll them in an elementary school. It also allows pre-K students to be dually enrolled at the same time in a childcare center. So it allows them to receive funding for ADA, and it allows the childcare center to receive that subsidy as well. So what makes a student eligible for pre-K? So to be eligible for pre-K, you have to be 3 or 4 on September 1. And you also have to meet one of those criteria. You have to be educationally disadvantaged, unable to speak or comprehend the English language. A parent has to be in the armed forces or was injured or died while serving on active duty, be homeless, or be in foster care, or be eligible for the Star of Texas Award. That is if you're injured or killed in the line of duty. So our departments, as we work with these childcare centers, we are working to make sure that the enrollment paperwork is complete. So we work with the childcare centers to make sure all of that is completed. So benefits of a pre-K partnership, several benefits for families. Families benefit by having access to a high quality pre-K program and also transition to the pre-K to kindergarten. Also consistency for the school day. Pre-K programs are offering the services from 6:30 to 6:30 p.m. So schools do not offer services that long. So in order to offer pre-K at a childcare center, it also gives the parents that time when they're working a long day. You're having students who are in that childcare center for pretty much 12 hours a day. So that's a benefit for the family. And also you have a curriculum that has been approved by the state of Texas. What is the benefit for the childcare program? By offering a pre-K program for 3 and 4 year olds, you're allowing them to provide more services and more students, which allows them to become stronger financially. And also professional development is going to occur more often at that center because they're now partnering with the school district. And then also a path for students to move to kindergarten. So when we are partnering with these childcare centers, they are able to enroll in our charter school. Also, increased readiness and resources, professional development opportunities is a benefit for that childcare center. And the biggest benefit that we've seen, we've met with several childcare centers to talk with them about partnering with us as we begin our expansion amendments for the 24-25 school year. These childcare programs are being offered a $25,000 incentive and award from TWC, the Texas Workforce Commission. If they are a Texas Rising Star 3 or 4, each classroom will receive $25,000 as they open up for next year. Benefits for the school district, benefits for us. We have an ability now to share our expectations for future students as they are in pre-K 3 and pre-K 4, and hopefully will enroll in our charter district when they become the kindergarten student. And also options for families. This is another option for families. And also it provides for other options for us to enroll 3- and 4-year-old students without having to open up additional classrooms. And for it's a longer school day, which provides another option. And then also you have increased resources and professional development opportunities. So now we're into our pre-K expansion amendments. Michelle has helped with this as well, so we can't do this without her. With our 24-25 expansion amendments, we are having 49, we are recommending 49 expansion amendments. Our Work Texas partnership with in the greater Houston area, they have recommended 10 childcare centers for an expansion amendment. Childcare Associates has 16, and this are our new program for responsive ed. We're recommending to open our own pre-K partnership program. We have met with 23 childcare centers here in the North Texas area, and we have 23. So enrollment projections, our enrollment projections for the 24-25 school year, we are projecting that next year with Work Texas, we will have 384 students enrolled in the pre-K program. CCA will have 392, and our responsive ed program will have 276. Currently, we have 434 in our pre-K program, and next year we are projecting an enrollment of a little bit over 1,052 students. Revenue projections, with that 434, we project a revenue of about 368,000. And next year we are projecting 1.1 million. And that is based on the fact that with that revenue, we have an 85-15 split currently with Work Texas and CCA. Keep in mind that the most of those services are provided on site. They provide the facility, they provide the staff, they provide meals for students. Chuck, the way that we have it for 85-15, we're also recommending that with responsive ed pre-K program, our split is a little bit more 60-40 because we will be required to provide teachers and enrollment staff as well.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. Anything else?
That's it.
So we are asking for approval. It sounds like big numbers saying we're going to have 49 sites. This is a passion and something that Commissioner Morath has been very interested in over the last 4 years. So he's thrilled to see school district like charters and school districts like ourselves doing more of this. What you don't want to do is have these pre-K operators who've been doing this for 40, 50 years. They're just closing because school districts start offering pre-K and doing some of the after school stuff. So they've always been the political side, as well as the commissioner, have always been interested in continuing a partnership where those pre-K childcare operators are continuing in business, doing what they do very well and done it for years, along with adding this component where kids are learning and getting ready for kindergarten. So again, it sounds like a lot of sites, but it's, what is it, a little more than double
Yeah, just a little bit.
what we
more than
currently
double.
have?
Yes.
And probably most of these are going to have 10 kids in them, 5 to
Yes,
10
yes.
kids.
Yeah,
So it's
one
not a-
classroom only can have about 11 to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ask you to approve opening a Prosper or Frisco, that's 1,000 kids. And we're asking you to approve up to 49 sites, and that's 1,000 kids. So a big number of sites, but just about similar size number of kids. So we're asking for approval to submit the 24-25 expansion amendment request to TEA.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Anthony. That was a good presentation. It's, editorial comment that I didn't realize that we had as much going on in the pre-K space,
Yes, sir.
and I know it's good to see that it's going to grow.
Absolutely.
If you can't, one of the things I think that made my daughter a really good reader was my wife working with her to learn to read before going to pre-K, but then to have that extended when she got to pre-K. And similar to what Chuck said in the video about the importance of focus on literacy and reading, is if you don't read well early on, you won't be good at math either. You won't be good at sciences. And I think having that focus and being able to provide that, so linking it together.
Thank you.
So thank you. So I will make a motion to approve the submission of the 2024-2025 expansion amendment requests to TEA for Texas College Preparatory Academies and for Premier High Schools. Do I have a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, the motion for approving, and the board has approved the submission of expansion amendments for both TCPA and for Premier High Schools. Thank you. Any other items to bring before the board or before the management team here?
No, sir.
Great. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Since we have 2 individuals online, do we want to go ahead and just do the USA real quick, the parent company? It's
Yeah.
2 items. It's the consent items, which is approval of minutes, and then same thing you did with my contract